All right, so we're back on our podcast, and today we're joined by two very special guests. We've got Seb and RD12. Seb, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right, apart from, of course, Arsenal. RD12, what about you? You all good?
Yeah. Still not happy about result on Saturday, still burning, so yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
awful.
We're going to go over that today, obviously. If you guys have been enjoying these podcasts, I want to, of course, thank Seb for coming on once again, as well as RD12 as well. Make sure you go subscribe to RD12 as well. I'll leave a link in the description, and follow Seb on his Instagram and Twitter as well. But yeah, anyway, starting off, let's get into the game then. Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. 3 defeats in a row. And let's start off with Seb. What was your thoughts on the game, mate?
Oh, it was so boring. It really was. The thing is, you can have all the possession in the world, but if you're not scoring or not actually doing anything with the ball, then what difference is it really going to make? Because like it was, you can, like you said, sorry, the keeper. People say he has an outstanding game. Really? All those saves you would expect him to make. It was just very poor finishing more than like his brilliant saves. It was just poor finishing. And when you've got Nketiah up front, who hasn't scored a single league goal all season, what do you really expect? If anything, you should have started Pepe, because he's actually a goal threat. He brings his subs on too late. And taking off both wing backs, what use is that when you need a goal? Because also, everything kept coming down the middle. You need width. If we actually bothered to cross that ball a bit more and stretch the play a bit wide, it would have stretched the Southampton a bit more, because Southampton was so comfortable in that second half. So comfortable. It didn't even look like we were going to score. The game could have gone on another hour and we still wouldn't have scored. And then, yes, as usual, against the run of play, bang, they get in the goal they get in the goal. Ben White, seriously, what is he doing? Gabriel as well, keeping him miles onside. The defending for that goal was absolutely shocking.
I wanted to ask you about that, Seb. Who'd you play for that goal? For personally, I think it's Ben White, because I looked at the goal, right, and he's just literally, how are they scoring for that position in the first place? Yeah, he's literally got the goal. He's literally on the floor, yeah, like going like this, like he's dabbing. Like, what is he doing? What's your thoughts? Who'd you blame for the goal? Personally, I blame Ben White. What about you?
Oh yeah, Ben White, largely Ben White, and partly Gabriel as well for keeping him on side, but largely Ben White. Seriously, come on, come on? And the thing is that Southampton's main guy up front and Ward-Prowse were kept quiet. Most of their team were kept quiet. They were just like, you know what, we got battered last week. Let's just go up, which they did. And he said, right, let's just keep it tight. Nothing silly now. We keep it tight and we keep defending up we are. We'll be fine. And it was just so comfortable for them. So comfortable. Like I've said, we could have gone on another hour and we still wouldn't have scored, because he takes out the width. Eddie Nketiah up front. We had all attackers up on the pitch at the same time. I'm like, what more incentives was there? The goal threat at the moment is just so worrying, and Saka keeps being mollified. Smith Rowe keeps being mollified. Even Martinelli was mollified. They knew well. They obviously must have watched these last few games and said, right, we can mollify these main threats. We'll be fine. And that's exactly what they did. And what bigger example would that have been? Watching Tottenham lose, win would have got us right back in there. And I honestly reckon the game would have been a lot different if Saka had scored out of the chance, because all we needed to do was to hit it hard and low on the floor in the net. And it was a good save. But the keeper shouldn't have to make that save. It's just poor finishing. And then that one from Smith Rowe, I'm like, what? That was a terrible shot. Again, keeper, great save. Oh, I'm like, no. They're all saves that you would expect him to make, and it was just made comfortable for them. And then, when that final whistle went, and Yeah, it's really not good. And if you can't beat that Southampton team and that Brighton team, then you've seriously got problems because they're on the floor.
Yeah, I
So that's
100% agree with you, Seb. RD12, first of all, what was your thoughts going into the game? Was you confident after seeing our results against Crystal Palace and Brighton? Do you think we was going to go and win the game, or was you like, not very confident? Like, what was your thoughts before the game? And then obviously tell me about the game itself.
No, I wasn't confident at all. I saw it coming as soon as the game kicks off. I was like, well, this will be a long afternoon. I mean, I knew after when I saw Tottenham losing one, right, and I'm like, yeah, but we know Arsenal. We're going to put their arm round their shoulder and go, you know what, Tottenham, you lot aren't the only embarrassments over here. Let's go to Southampton and lose away from home. And you know what? I'll give Arteta a benefit of the doubt for one thing, and that is that he actually played an actual left back. The rest, sorry, you've got it wrong. Nketiah up top should not be playing in that football match. I mean, we are 2.5 years into this manager's job, and we're starting a player who has not scored a single Premier League goal. And also the fact that he was playing Martinelli on the right, Saka on the left. I know Saka should have scored, but if that's Martinelli, that's in the back of the net. And then in the second half, he changes it around. He puts Saka back on the right, Martinelli on the left. And I'm like, why did you not do that in the first place? It's like, why? I'm pretty sure in the last 3 games, this manager's broken more records and we've scored goals. I mean, I've got nothing to say really, except from.
Yeah, man. Yeah, go on.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, obviously, like I feel you as well. Seb, what was that? RD12's talking about obviously like the records. Yeah, you sent me a record the other day, right? What was the record again? I forgot what it was. Do you remember?
Yes, this is the first time we've lost 3 games in a row, twice in the same season since 1983-84.
Wow.
Yeah.
People want to back this manager. Seriously.
Process is over. It's over. He's failed. Time to go.
Let's move on to that then. Of course, Mikel Arteta. Well, he was full starting off the season, losing the first opening 3 games. I was Arteta out that time. I don't know about, was you, Seb, as well? Was you Arteta out the first 3 games?
Yes.
Was you as well, RD12?
Yeah.
Obviously, 3 games, we lose, embarrassing. We're rock bottom. To be fair, he brings in Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, Lokonga, Tavares, Odegaard, and we started on a good run, beating these teams like Norwich and who was the other one? Burnley, wasn't it?
Yeah,
well done.
It got into this exactly, and then you saw a slight. The game against Brighton is 0-0. I remember we played absolutely shocking that game. That night away at Brighton, and as well as the Palace game as well. We was embarrassing to celebrate a last-minute equalising at Crystal Palace. Like I said, celebrating, unbelievable, right? And even then, yeah, we was on a good run, right? But those games in particular were just us playing poor. And then obviously, yeah, he can beat these teams like Watford, Norwich, all that stuff. It comes against a Big 6 team. He's only beat one Big 6 team this season. That was Tottenham at Emirates. We always beat Tottenham at the Emirates, let's be real. So, came against Man United, right? We lost 3-2. Liverpool got battered. Everton as well. Yeah. Obviously, Man City on New Year's Day was a little bit better. I thought the first half was superb, that game.
He wasn't managing that game.
Who else was there?
He wasn't managing that game.
He wouldn't be managing, weren't it? It was Airport Albert. So
yeah, well, there's a surprise. All of a sudden, we played better.
And now we look at our fixtures now, right? Chelsea tomorrow. We'll talk about that game. Man United, West Ham, Tottenham. At the end of the day, we're not going to get top 4. I'm sorry to say that. If people think we're going to get top 4, then they must. I don't know what they must be thinking. So yeah, moving on to the Chelsea game, right? Is anyone actually confident I'll start with you, RD12. Are you confident for the Chelsea game tomorrow? Is there any little bit of confidence about you?
No. Even though there is, well, actually, there's actually a little bit of confidence because knowing us after losing against the Southampton side who haven't lost, they haven't won in their last 6. Brighton, who have never won a Premier League game in April, and then Crystal Palace. Yeah, I know they play good football and they reached semi-final of the FA Cup, but they hadn't won a home game this year. But guess what? Good old Arsenal come on their freaking high horses. Yeah, we got Super Mick. Let's get our Superman capes back on. Oh, yeah, that worked, didn't it? That didn't go to plan. Yeah. I'm not confident, even though I've got a little bit of confidence. Because
yeah, man. Neither. What about you? Are you confident going into the game against Chelsea tomorrow?
Not really, no. Because, look, with the form we're on at the moment, we can't score goals. We can't score at the moment. There's no attacking threat. And dearie me, I'm telling you now, if he starts Nketiah, if he's up against Rudiger, oh my goodness. Rudiger's going to have an easiest night of his life. The only way I'll slightly be a bit more confident is if Arteta actually bothers to change things up and actually play the correct players. Because if he picks the same team as he did against Southampton or Brighton, telling you now we're going to be in for a long evening if he picks that same team. So what he really should do is go for three at the back, bring in Rob Holding, and have 4 in midfield, put Saka at that wing back and keep Cedric in at the other. I don't think Tommy Asu is going to be fit for this. And then the attacking 3 should be Odegaard, Smith Rowe or Martinelli, or at least bring Pepe in and give him a chance. I do not want to see any of this Nketiah anymore.
By the way, is El Neni still alive?
Well, he is, but he's not going to be here next season, and I don't really think he's that good, so I wouldn't bother playing him. Keep Jacques and the Conga. Why would you play El Neni?
I don't know. I mean, the Conga every time. I know he's a talented young player, and I think he's got a good future ahead of him, and he started the season really well. But maybe drop him for a few games. Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. I'm not too sure.
To be fair, against Brighton, when he played him on his own in that middle of the park and took out Xhaka, I just think that was the most stupid thing Arteta could have done. And I kind of think when he was overrun by Basuma and Mwenepu in that midfield, whatever he's called, that guy who scored that great goal, it's just completely lost him because again they go against Southampton, a little bit better, but still not required. You would stand, and it's not his fault. Just like I don't entirely blame all these youngsters. I blame the manager for putting him in this situation.
Yeah. So Seb.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. So would you said you play 3 at the back, right?
Yeah.
For Chelsea. What would be if you was on set yet? What would be your game plan? Would you park the bus against Chelsea? Would you go for the game?
Oh no.
Well, we've got to kind of sit back and defend a little bit, and because how we actually beat them last season, because we did actually beat them last year at the Bridge. We actually parked the bus. We had 1-0. Smith Rowe. Yeah, 1-0. Yeah, that pass back, and then Smith Rowe took advantage. Yeah, we actually parked the bus most of the game. I think we got to play similar to that, to be honest, to stand a chance and actually gain a result. So the 3 at the back I will play. I'll bring Rob Holding in and then keep Ben White and Gabriel. That's what I'll do. I'll bring Rob Holding in. Just get that extra defender in. But yeah, we have to change something. We cannot stick to what we've been playing lately, or else there's only one way it is going to go, and we can't afford to lose that game, because if we lose that game, then it is most definitely game over in the top 4 race. Because the funny thing about this, despite how poor we've been playing at the moment, it's still not over yet, and we still have a good chance. But that is only because Tottenham and Man United are just as bad as we are. It's nothing to do with us moving forward or this manager having any credit. It's because they're just as bad. So we're very fortunate. But the thing is, what you do is you take advantage of this situation, and this is actually our game in hand. It's no free hits, or we keep hearing this word being said a lot, especially this season, which is beyond ridiculous, because no game in football is a free hit. It's beyond ridiculous. We've got to go there and actually try and get something, at least something, because I think if we get a draw out of this, it's still on, because we'll only be 2 points. And whenever you're 2 points behind or 3, then it's never off. But we've really got to see some changes, and we've really got to go there with just playing some football and just going with a little bit, just get a bit of confidence back, because we've got, like we said, it doesn't get any easier than that. We've got Man United, West Ham, and then we got Leeds, and then it's Spurs. So we've really got to start picking up now, because regardless of how bad we've been lately, it's still not over yet, and we can still grasp this opportunity, but we have to do it now.
Yeah, I agree, man. Ollie 12, what will be your lineup for the game against Chelsea tomorrow?
Ramsdale in goal. I would actually go for it at the back, same as Seb. I'll go Holding, Gabriel and Ben White, and then Cedric as right wing back. I was about to say Tierney, but obviously he's not going to be playing. Tavares, Xhaka, Lokonga, Pepe, Saka, and Martinelli. That's what I'll go for.
Yeah, I like that team.
Because Pepe usually plays really well on the left.
Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, obviously, we don't want Eddie Nketiah in our squads. Like, I don't think you put him in your squad, did you? Eddie Nketiah up front. No, and if he starts Eddie Nketiah, yeah, he works hard on that, but he's simply not good enough. Like, we need to play someone like Martinelli down the middle, yeah, because has Martinelli ever played for Arsenal down the middle before?
He played against Chelsea.
When Emery was around, yes, but apart from that, no, I've not known Arteta to do it. No,
I think he actually played through the middle against
the old team, right? He's old Chelsea. Did he play down the middle?
Was it Lacazette that played down the middle? Because I remember he played that game. No, I think it was Pepe, Martinelli, Lacazette. I think it was that. I might be wrong. I do remember Lacazette playing that game.
I don't know. I can't remember. But I swear Martinelli was playing up top.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll play Martinelli up top, or you can play Pepe up top as well. It's not Eddie Nketiah, to be honest, for me. So, yeah, we're going to move on now to this manager, Super Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
You know, we've got the son now. He knows exactly what we need.